There is nothing Donald Trump loves more, well, than money or himself. But, okay, so there's a couple things that Donald Trump loves more than this, but one of the things he loves the most is holding political rallies in areas and people can come see him and love him and cheer for him. He loves it. But you know what Donald Trump hates? He hates paying his bills. Now, I have sat here many times over the last few years talking about the fact that Donald Trump owes hundreds of thousands of dollars to cities across the country for rallies dating as far back as the year 2015. Some of these cities have been chasing Donald Trump down to pay his debts for these rallies for 9 years. And he still hasn't paid, even though at the end of November, his campaign still had at least $10 million cash on hand. And the total amount that he owes for all of his rallies that he hasn't paid for is only $750,000, right? So we're talking less than a tenth of the cash you have on hand. You could send those mobile deposits today and pay off all these cities that are now straining under the weight of the debt you created for them. Here's what happens. When Donald Trump comes in and he does a rally, these cities pay up front, right? They incur the costs initially, but they have agreements with the campaign. You will pay us back for this. The things they have to pay for are EMT services on site, ready to go. So those people get paid overtime. All city firefighters, city police officers, everybody is essentially called on duty. They're working long hours. They're getting overtime. We have to shut down streets. We're losing public transit. We're losing economic activity. Your campaign has to cover those expenses. And the campaign agrees. They say, oh, of course we're going to pay you for this. Why would we not? And then they don't do it. So these cities, many of which were already strained to the max before, now have these massive deficits in their city budgets that they have to deal with because Trump won't pay his bills. One of these cities happens to be Grand Rapids, Michigan, which has been chasing Donald Trump for months to get him to pay for rallies he held this past fall. And I think one was in the summer. So he's not paying those bills. Now, you have outgoing Grand Rapids Mayor Rosalind Bliss, who says, quote, "It's highly unusual to have outstanding bills, especially with someone who clearly had raised enough money from their campaign to pay their bills." She went on to say, the U.S. Secret Service has indicated they're not budgeted for such costs. That was a city spokesperson. But so when Trump didn't pay his bills, Grand Rapids was like, okay, well, the Secret Service protects it. So let's ask the Secret Service, like, hey, will you guys pay this? And the Secret Service, like, yeah, we don't have money. So, we can't do that. But, sorry that he's not paying you. Have you emailed him today? I don't know. But Trump's just not paying his bills because that's what he does. He's been sued many times over the years for not paying contractors for work that they have done for him. This is his MO. This is how he operates. He doesn't pay his damn bills. He's a deadbeat. But Grand Rapids, actually, you know what? Before I get to their possible solution, let me tell you another story here. Same, Grand Rapids, right? Trump wasn't the only presidential candidate that campaigned there. Kamala Harris also did. And you know what her campaign did? First and foremost, they held their rally in a less expensive part of the city where they didn't have to shut down a bunch of streets and everything. And they paid up front. If that doesn't tell you the difference between Republicans and Democrats, then I don't know what does, right? Trump's like, yeah, we'll pay you later. Don't worry. Idiot. And the Harris campaign is like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And by the way, here's all the money for it. So we're good to go. I mean, just in terms of like who's a good person and who's not, y'all really screwed the pooch on that one, America. But the city of Grand Rapids is now considering, as other cities are too, whether or not to just ban politicians from coming to their cities to do rallies. Donald Trump is such a deadbeat about paying his bills that he may have ruined it for every political candidate that comes behind him in the future. These cities can't take that risk again. So they're actually considering banning political rallies, all because one man, Donald Trump, refuses to pay his bills. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.